Hi, welcome back. So in today's video I am going to be talking about confidence. Let's talk confidence. Let's talk God complex, if you will. I don't have a lot of it, but I used to have none of it, so there's that. It's just because this is something that I have seen like all over TikTok. There's a lot of comments under videos of girls who appear confident and people are like, where did you get your confidence from? And no one asked me this question, but I'm gonna chime in and give my 2 cents on it. I am going to be talking about confidence and how you can radiate confidence and put little habits into your everyday life that will significantly improve your confidence. So basically what we're going to be covering in this video is figuring out where your low self-esteem comes from, so tuning into your inner self and listening to your body and your mind. I'm also going to be giving you some tips and tricks and even some habits that you can kind of put into your everyday life that will significantly improve how you look from the outside, so how you look to the outside world, but most importantly how you feel about yourself, because you can try your best to appear confident on the outside, but if you don't fix it on the inside, you're not going to appear actually confident. You're going to appear as somebody who is trying to be confident. You really just need to fix what's going on the inside before you can start appearing that way to others. So I'm gonna basically start off by talking about my journey with confidence, because it's been a wild journey. It's been a very long time in the making. I was somebody even 6 months ago who was not a very confident person. I hated social situations and I hated social settings. I hated the way that I looked. I hated the way that I talked. I hated the way that I sat. Like, I hated everything about myself. And I have worked on myself over a course of, I'd like to say, it kind of started 12 months ago, but about 3 to 6 months ago was when I really started putting in some changes. I'm at this point in my self-esteem and in my confidence now where I feel like I just don't really care. And I also just want to say that last year was a really big transitional period for me, mentally and physically. Really shifted my focus onto different things. It really made me the person that I am today, and I really put a lot of work into myself and really just picked myself up. I was in a really not good way at all, but I'm really proud of myself that I picked myself up and I kept going. So now I want to talk about habits and mindset changes that you can apply to your everyday life and to yourself that I did that will help you improve your self-esteem and your self-confidence. I've got dot points on my phone. They're a bit rambled, so bear with me. So tip number 1 for me is start facing your fears. If you have a fear that you know is safe for you to conquer, then confront it, even in little bits. So for me, I had like 2 massive fears. Number 1 was conversations with people, social settings with people. I'm a very socially awkward person. I don't do well in social situations. Like, I find it hard to walk into a social setting and have a conversation with people. I'm just not that girl. I'm at a point now where I can definitely sit in the conversation and, you know, start a conversation every now and then. So that was my biggest thing, being in a social setting. My second thing was caring about what other people think of me, because now I'm at this point where I'm just like, I don't care. Caring about what other people think of you is such a huge factor in self-esteem, and it is important to enforce that mindset of, if somebody else is judging me, if somebody else is saying something about me, that says a lot more about them than it does about me. If somebody is looking at you up and down in a shop because of your outfit, or if somebody is judging your makeup, or like, who cares? If it makes you happy and you feel confident in it, who cares? Part of the reason why I stopped doing YouTube for so long was because I had a lot of people judging me, and now I'm just like, if you're gonna waste your time and your life experience judging me, that sucks for you. But that's obviously what people choose to do with their life, and if that's not what you want to do with your life and you want to focus on yourself, you are able to do that. Do it. It was the best decision that I ever made. Also, facing my fears in social situations was a huge thing for me, because obviously, like I said, I was a very socially awkward person and I was terrified to be in social situations. Facing your fears and putting yourself into those situations, obviously, like I said, don't trigger yourself, not worth it. But if it is something that you are able to chip at and work at, do it. I would even be scared to go to the grocery shop and I would do self-checkout because, you know, I didn't want to talk to the person scanning the groceries. Realistically, that cashier person does not care about the conversation that we had, but I care about it. I care about it a lot, and I don't want to have to think about it, and I know that they're going to think that, like, that was the mindset that I had. When I would go to the grocery shops, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start talking to the cashiers and start making little bits of conversation. That made the world of difference. When I knew that I was going out with friends, you know, I would go up to someone new and be like, hi, what's your name? Make conversation. And like, look, if it gets a little too much or it gets too awkward, or you find that it's actually triggering you and it's actually causing something like to shake a little bit inside you, it's okay to abort mission. The fact that you have actually put your first foot forward and tried, you should pat yourself on the back for. That is incredible progress. Even if it's something small, pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself. So important to celebrate those little achievements, because appreciating that, hey, I did this today, I talked to the cashier today, I posted an Instagram selfie today, or I posted that TikTok today that I was so nervous of. Even though that's such little things, if you went up to somebody and said, I posted a TikTok today, I was so worried about it, they'd probably be like, okay. But to you, that's so important. So inside, thank yourself and be happy that you've achieved those little things. It's so important to pat yourself on the back like that. Okay, so the second point that I've got here is stop apologizing so much. This was huge for me because I was one of those people that if I was having a conversation with someone and I said something wrong, or I stuttered, or I would just apologize for everything. I would be one of those people that would have those conversations with people where someone would say to me, hey Katie, you should stop apologizing so much, it's all good. And I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. And I don't do that anymore. I make a very clear note to myself not to apologize for things that you don't need to apologize for. Go with it and laugh about it with them. Let that flow into natural conversation. Replace unnecessary apologies with going with the flow. I don't know how else to describe it. Okay, number 3. This is such an important one, and probably the most important point that I'm going to make this entire video. Confidence is literally a mindset. It is a mindset. Trust me, I know what you're saying. I get it. I know that you're saying, no, it's not because I'm not confident. I get it. Because I was also that person that was like, no, you have to be pretty and with a good body to be confident, or funny to be confident, or know how to socialize well to be confident. That's not the case at all. Just because I'm saying that confidence is a mindset, I'm not saying that it's easy to change, because it's absolutely not. It is something, like I said before, that is a habit, but it is possible. It is possible to change. Literally anybody can be confident. Literally anybody. It doesn't matter what you look like. If you make a point to yourself and to others that, hey, I'm here, that will come across naturally. It will be more natural to you. So this is obviously like an optional step. One of the things that I really enforced when I was on my self-esteem journey and my self-confidence journey was looking in the mirror and complimenting myself. I was always one of those people, say this every point, but I was always one of those people that looked in the mirror and that focused on the negative. We are our own worst critics, and we're always going, like even now, I still look in the mirror and I'm like, ew. But if you really kind of make a point to turn that mindset around and be like, hey, no, you did a good thing today, because this will really help a lot of mindset change when it is said out loud. So you could say it in your mind or say it out loud. I found the thing that helped me the most was looking in the mirror and complimenting myself out loud. And let me also just say that this does not need to be physical. It does not need to be a physical thing. It does not need to be, hey, I have really pretty eyes, or I have a beautiful face. It could be, hey, I'm a good person, or I handled that situation really well today. At least 3 or 4 things every day. When you finish your day, you come in the mirror and you say, hey, I did a really good thing today. And at first you won't really get it. At first it's going to be one of those things where you kind of are just like, this is stupid, why am I doing this? That's your self-critic. That is your self-critic. Ignore it, push through it. She is there to bring you down. Don't let her. Don't give her that power. Don't give her that power to bring you down. And you are in control of that. You are in control of your inner self-critic. And I know it doesn't feel like it, but your self-critic is literally in your brain that you can control. You can make that mindset change. It is very difficult, but you can do it. Okay, number 5, because this was such a huge thing for me, and when I finally started getting this into check, I think I was so proud of myself when I started getting this in check. Anyways, point number 5 is don't look at other people or other people's lives with jealousy. Don't do it. Again, this is a mindset change that will be extremely hard to change, but it is possible. I grew up a lot of my life kind of just really hating on other people. Like, not to their faces, I would never say anything to anybody, but in my mind I'd be like, ew, I hate that girl. Look at her eyebrows, that's disgusting. But really, I was so jealous of her. Like, I was so jealous of her relationship or her friendships that she had or how beautiful she was. That was such a huge thing for me. Physical appearance was such a huge thing for me. And Madison Beer, for example, I love the girl, but I hated her for so long because she was so beautiful. She was so threatening to me. But I covered that up with, oh, you know, I don't like this about her, or I don't like that about her. And I hate that I have that mindset, and I'm glad that I don't have that now. But, you know, really just making an effort to be like, yeah, you know what? That person is beautiful, or that person is really good at that thing that I'm not good at. But that doesn't mean that I am any less than. That doesn't mean that I'm any less beautiful. That doesn't mean I'm any less good at this. If I put this effort into this, you know, maybe I could be good at it, but in my own way. Changing that mindset is so important, because not only does that affect you, but it's going to reflect onto that person or to others around you, and then others are going to have that. It's just really not a good mindset to have. It's very toxic. Again, this has a lot to do with like your inner self-critic. You reflect a lot on how you feel about yourself onto others without realizing. And when you start realizing that and start saying, hey, you know what, it's really not nice that I'm making fun of the way that this girl takes her selfies, or it's really not nice that I'm saying this about this girl, or, you know, maybe I should say, that's great, I appreciate that you can do that, and I appreciate that you're this beautiful, and I appreciate that you're really good at this thing, but I also am in my own way. That was such a huge thing for me, and I really, really, really am pushing for anybody that feels this way to change it as soon as possible, because you will feel so much better about yourself, and that will come through. That will come through to not only yourself but to other people. Okay, number 6, let situations go. This is pretty plain and simple, and I feel like I've rambled on a lot. Not holding on to things and making a conscious effort to just say, yeah, that happened, it was really messed up, and obviously validating your feelings in the process. Don't be like, oh, that's stupid that I feel that way, don't worry about it. That's not what I mean at all when I say let things go. What I mean is assess that situation, assess how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel a certain type of way, do whatever you need to do to heal it. Go to a therapist, manifest, do whatever you feel is necessary to heal yourself in that situation. And then when you're ready, sit down with yourself or write it down and say, this is the situation, this is how it happened through my eyes, this is how it made me feel. It was not okay that I did that, or that somebody else did that to me, or that this happened. It wasn't fair. However, I am making a conscious effort to let it go, and let it go. You will be so much freer when you start just moving on with your life, because I'm somebody that's a very spiritual person. I believe that we all experience life differently, like living our own lives and having our own thoughts and feelings. And if you're going to spend your one life experience that you have, 1, worrying about what other people think, and 2, holding on to things and being so angry and holding on to this grudge, you're never going to be truly happy. Sit down with yourself, assess the situation wherever necessary, get the right professional help for it, and just take a breath and let it go. Also, last point, which is a less deep point, start thinking that you are the best person ever. Trust me, it works like a charm. Walk into a room with a big smile on your face, shoulders back, take a deep breath, and just literally think that you're the best person ever. Think that you're the best thing since sliced bread, because you are. You're amazing. If you start thinking that, and if you start walking into a room like that, and if you start being more confident, you will see such a huge change in yourself and how others perceive you. I promise, I promise. That was just another little thing that I think that I missed out on. So I'm glad that I touched on it. Okay, so I feel like that is everything. I feel like I dived really in depth, probably a little deeper than I wanted to go, but I really wanted to give some really helpful tips that helped me. Obviously, like I said, I'm not a professional. If you feel as though that there's something in yourself that needs professional healing, please go get the correct help. But these are just little things that I have put into my daily life that can hopefully help you. So yeah, I really hope that this video has helped somebody. I think that's the video. I think I've done enough rambling. I've done so much rambling. But yes, I love you. Thank you for watching. Look in the mirror right now and say 3 things that you like about yourself. It doesn't have to be physical. And write them down. Write them down. Remember them. And make the list bigger every week. Do that. That's my little challenge for you. I hope that this video has been helpful. If it has, let me know in the comments. If you have any video requests, let me know in the comments as well. Follow all my socials, they're in the description box. And I also post covers on Tuesdays. So I post like normal regular videos on Saturdays, and then I post like singing covers on Tuesdays. So it would be so amazing if you could go check all those. I love you. I hope you're having a good day. Stay beautiful, stay confident. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.